on and off over there.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Your lap, I'm gonna turn it off over there.
Okay, I'm going to turn.
We on?
We're going to have a public hearing, and oops, I need a pen. Wait a minute, I got one. Okay. Becca, do you have another sign-in sheet, or is this it? No, that's fine. If you got, I didn't know if you needed this one back or, okay. Okay, we've got Odin and Chad. Is Tom going to be here?
I'm texting me. He said he started going flu this
Oh,
afternoon.
okay.
I told him don't come. If you're getting a fever, we don't want you here.
Oop, you can have your pen. Okay, so we're on. We're on. Okay, everything's ready. Let the record show it's about 7 minutes after 5. I'll call to order the special meeting of the Durant City Council of January the 23rd, 2018. I'm going to ask Chief Hauser if he would lead us in an invocation, and then let's go ahead and stand and ask Vice Mayor to lead us in our pledge.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the day that you made such a blessing so that once season we get through, where there's a lot of illness out in the city and in the park, flu, be with those folks and their families as well. So you also responsibility leadership given to this council, continue to bless their minds and hearts.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can be seated. Ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Hawthorne.
Here.
Councilmember Groby. Here. Councilmember Dills.
Here.
Vice Mayor Hitchcock.
Here.
Mayor Tomlinson.
Here. For the record, all council members are present. We have a full quorum. Just before we get started, I want to take just a minute. Is Robbie going to be here? Robbie's not here, is she? But a very nice article in the newspaper in the last few days regarding our own public library. Dan, did you do that article on our library? Not only the library services we're providing, but some help for some folks that need help. And pleased to see Robbie, Tim, and her staff being able to provide that help and that assistance. And Dan, thank you for that article that portrayed that to our citizens. The other thing I want to do on behalf of the council too is I don't see Chief Joins here, but I guess these folks knew we might talk about him. But Chief Joins and our firefighters have been very busy in the last several days, and just want to reach out to them and let them know we're thinking about them and how much we appreciate their service and the great service that they provide. And Chief Hauser, our men and women in the blue uniform too, we're particularly grateful for you guys and your service. And city employees, for that matter, and particularly those that had to work out in the cold here in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And we appreciate all those and their due diligence and service to the citizens. Our first order of business this afternoon, and we had advised Mr. Marty Cook, the city manager, that we'd be available to help expedite the swimming pool renovation project, and here we are today, and we're grateful to be able to provide that this time. But agenda item number 1 is discussion with action on award of bid for the Carl Albert swimming pool renovation to Carruthers Construction in the amount of $247,000, including approval for mayor to execute contractual documents, including the notice to proceed pending city attorney review. And I might just mention, city manager just advised me, Tom kind of started not feeling good this afternoon. And so, he's not sure if he's coming down with the flu or something. So, in the order of safety, he's not exposing us. He's not here.
Appreciate him not being
Yeah, it's really going around right now. And thank you for Chief for bringing that up in the prayer. Marty, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I warned you that if you'd ask for a special meeting, I might call you for one. So this is what we're doing today. Yeah, we'll do this. This one's a good cause. So the Carl Albert Swimming Pool renovation project construction bids have been submitted and an acceptable candidate has been chosen. We're going to offer up to you today the best bidder. He has submitted a bid for $247 for this project,
We'll take the 247.
$247,000.
Move to approve.
$247,000 for this project. Sorry, I should quit reading is what I should do. I want to be noted, though, that this had an estimated budget of $255,000, so we've come in under the estimated construction budget on this particular project, which is a blessing in its own right. Since this falls under the construction estimate, we do recommend that the bid be awarded to Carruthers Construction. And Brandon Wall is present. If you have any questions about the engineering side of it, I went to the pre-bid meeting. I went with him with the bid opening, and everything appears to be in order for moving forward. So,
Council members, we've been working on this for, a couple of years almost. Seems like different thoughts and ideas came to mind over the last couple of years. Brandon, why don't you go ahead and come on up, and we'll just take a little time here so that the press and anyone in the audience, if they have any questions. We're at a point that, for me, and I'm thinking maybe other council members too, that one of the deciding factors is this is the result of this is going to be like a brand new secondhand swimming pool. That's good for several years. And Brandon, you want to elaborate just a little for us, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mayor. The project, as you know, is a two-phase project with the first phase that we're awarding bids for tonight actually allowing us to open the swimming pool for the upcoming season. We've got a May 1st completion date on the project. Phase one will be to completely rehab the interior of the pool. The pool will look like a new pool on the interior, redo all the stainless guttering, we're going to chemical clean and power wash all of the exterior of the pool, recoat the slide, and actually make the pool fully ADA compliant along with the wading pool. So as it kind of at a glance, once we're done, it will probably appear that we've done quite a bit of work for the money that we've spent, because it'll look like if not a new pool, at least a very, very updated pool. And then of course phase two is to move inside and take care of the dated restrooms and in the interior and the entryway to the pool. But phase one kind of gets us where we need to be, at least with the health department, to get it open. And that was the main thing. We appreciate you guys calling the special meeting, because every day counts as we move toward the opening date.
Any comments, any questions?
They start immediately.
They will start immediately, yes. And in fact, they said they were actually planning on mobilizing on the 1st, to be here and working on the 1st.
So we're still good to have it open by, what was our?
May 1st.
May 1st?
The construction completed.
Okay, so we'll be able to open the pool whatever day splash day is going to be. But
Memorial Day was kind of our
yeah,
target,
that's what I was
sometime
thinking.
between the
When you said May 1st, I thought, okay, that's going to be kind of chilly.
That'll be project completion, and then we'll spend a couple of weeks finalizing the project and taking care of punch list items, and hoping to have everything completed by the end of May.
So I know this pool is what, 102 years old, what, now 40 years old, pretty close?
1960s, I think. 1960s.
So it might as well be 102.
Mid-60s. Wait a minute.
So how long will this, is this going to last us a while? We good?
You know it will. But one of the things that we found when we actually stripped out the liner of the pool and actually we had a coating specialist from the Tnemec company come in and look at it along with the pool builder, and they were pretty impressed with the quality of the subsurface of the pool. It was built right originally. It has no cracking that's of any concern. It's only hairline cracked, if you can believe that. So it's the bones of the pool are in really, really good shape. So we're very pleased with that. We kind of heard some horror stories about what we were going to find when we removed the liner, and we were all pleasantly surprised. There really wasn't a lot of issues with the pool. It's good news when we took the liner out.
The only thing that could possibly hold us up would be inclement weather. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Real cold like it has been blah, blah.
Yes, and we had originally planned on a February 21st start date and being able to get the project completed by the 1st of May. So with everything kind of falling into place and being able to get started 3 weeks earlier, we're hoping that'll kind of safeguard us a little bit on the inclement weather. Yes, unless we just hit some kind of really, really bad weather or we run into something unforeseen, which we are replacing the deep end of the pool by the diving board. We're actually tearing that end of the pool off and all the sidewalk all the way out to the fence and replacing all that piping. So that's the really only unknown in construction, that we don't know kind of what's under there, but not anything that can hold us up. And even if we hit something, it's not anything to hold us up. So I don't see any way we wouldn't be open definitely by the time school's out.
I don't think any of us want to be around if the pool's not open when school's out.
I probably wouldn't have a job either, so we.
As far as the phases to get us completely where we want to be as far as our end goal, this is the most extensive, correct?
That's correct.
And I don't want to get ahead of us, but since time has constantly been an issue, give some consideration to the next phase and being prepared so once we're able to put that in the budget and move forward, we don't have to wait as far as getting it open.
You will see in the 18-19 budget some requests for allocations for the next phase on this. So we'll be doing the same thing next year about this time on the next phase.
Good. Any other questions for Brandon or for Marty? And as I read our action item, it would need to include pending the city attorney review.
Move to approve, award the bid for the Carlisle Pool to Carruthers Construction for the amount of $247,000, including the review from the attorney.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion, questions?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, great
Thank
job.
you.
Hearing any other comments? Hearing none, the clerk will record the vote, please.
Councilmember Hawthorne,
Aye.
Councilmember Groby,
Aye.
Councilmember Dills,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Hitchcock,
Aye.
Mayor Tomlinson.
Aye. Again, Marty and Brandon, good job and thank you for expediting and again, our services, if you will, are available indeed if there is a need for another special meeting as we move along on this. Takes us to item number 2. That's consideration to approve an amended memorandum of understanding, MOU, C-2018-02, with Rural Water and Sewer District Number 5 relating to the infrastructure improvements serving the Steel Fab Inc. facility located at 446 Country Club Road. And Ms. Becca, you're up.
Hi, good evening, Mayor and council members. This document was presented and approved with the original, in the original format in January. And Rule 5 has come back with their legal counsel and requested some of the changes that you see on the document. I provided the document with the strikeouts and the additions as well as a final format. And Tom has reviewed it and approved for his legal opinion. And so once, if you approve this, then I will take it first thing in the morning to Rule 5 so that hopefully they can present at a special council meeting and we can move forward with our application.
Any questions for Becca? And Tom, as you mentioned, Tom, city attorney has reviewed and
Yes,
the
he did.
amended. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's council's pleasure.
Move to approve MOU C-2018-02.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but should that motion maybe include as amended?
As per the amended copy that's been presented.
Do you need another second? Because second.
I think the motion is fine. He, for the record, made it clear it's the amended, I think the number takes care of itself, but as I understand it, the motion is for the amended MOU.
Yes, I was referring to the second one that doesn't have any of the strikeouts on it. That's correct.
That's correct, yes.
And we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk will record the vote, please.
Councilmember Hawthorne,
Aye.
Councilmember Groby,
Aye.
Councilmember Dills,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Hitchcock,
Aye.
Mayor Tomlinson,
Aye, motion carries. Takes us to item number 3 under our business this afternoon, the public hearing for 2018 recreational trail grant application. We have two items under the public hearing portion. For the record, I'll go ahead and open this up as the public hearing portion and turn it over to Ms. Becca Collins again.
Okay, thank you. And Byron, if you could pull up that schematic. This is a very exciting project. We have received funding through Department of Transportation to construct the Trails project on an abandoned railway. That funding was, I think it's $396,000. It's a little under $400,000. And originally, this is from the engineer, and the full project was to start at the parking lot across from Southeastern, that's by the VPAC, and continue on across the new bridge, and then as far north as planned. But because of the cost of the bridge, we're not going to have very much money left over to complete the trail as planned with the Rails to Trails. So there's an opportunity through Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department to apply for a recreational trail grant in the amount of $240,000. It does require a 20% match. However, that all can be in-kind labor and equipment. So I've spent a lot of time with the engineer, and as of this morning, he's going to complete a design or a schematic like this showing kind of 2 different projects where he hopes that we can go with the Rails to Trails and then continue on, if funded, with the recreational trail grant and provide a cost estimate to reflect that. So the recreational trail will be about a $300,000 project, but I know that it's imperative that we try to do that without any city cash. When I've met with the Durant Trails and Open Spaces organization and with some other community partners, they feel that once this project gets moving, because of the momentum that it has and the connecting to so many other trails within our trail system, that if needed, they would try to do some fundraising for additional cash if needed. But the resolution that is part of your agenda, I did not state in there that it would be any city cash. Have any questions?
Any questions for Becca?
Sorry, I'm just making sure I know where it's at. So the yellow line right there, that's where the Crooked Smile is now, right? So
No, actually, the Crooked Smile is all to the east
Okay.
of that. Right there, if you're looking in that V,
Yep.
and it just wanders around in that area, and it crosses actually over the railroad more to the east. But the
you can kind of one or the other, right?
Well, what's going to be awesome is I've asked the engineers to create kind of a landing pad or a transitional piece right in that Y or the V there, so that if someone needed ADA accessibility, they would park their vehicle at the VPAC. They would go and on across the bridge to that spot, where they're square, round, whatever, and then you could transition onto the natural soft surface trail, which is the Crooked Smile Trail, and then they could go back if they wanted to go back to their car, and kind of a turnaround point. So the piece that jaunts off to the northwest, excuse me, that would be part mostly from the recreational trail grant. And if we do not have enough funding to make it hard surface concrete, then we'll create a soft surface trail there. And then ODOT has told me that we could reapply later for another portion of rails to trails and make that hard surface too. But we want to try to connect everything as best as we can. And so it's just continuing our rails to trail our trails master plan, excuse me. I get that. Too many trail stuff. Does that help you, Chad? Okay.
Anyone in the audience? Anyone in the audience back there want to add anything to this?
And I would like to say what's so awesome about this project is ODOT is paying for the engineering for the full design, and with a little bit of our match that DTOS raised. So that full design can be used for this other grant too. So we don't have to pay for additional engineering.
You said some of these other trails connect.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me which ones connect. I don't know.
Well, I haven't been out there actually either, Councilman Dills, but in that where that V is at, in the north side, up in that area that's gray, there's just a winding trail that they're using now for cross country, and it's the Southeastern actually has renamed it the Crooked Smile Trail. And I think it's over a mile in length. Chad, you've been out there? And it goes actually on across that part of the rail on east of that. It just kind of, it was described to me, it just kind of winds around. So if we put that transition area in the V, then you could connect in all different directions there. So the ADA part, the hard 10-foot wide multi-purpose trail will start at the VPAC parking lot. That's the rail to trail trailhead.
Yeah, and Southeastern won't mind us parking there.
That's correct. They are very supportive of this.
There,
yes.
Yeah, Southeastern is one of the partners, really, I think, in this. whole
Yes,
thing.
and we had a letter from them when we applied for Rails to Trails that they were supporting the project and would provide any easements necessary for the project. Yeah, the Rails to Trail portion has to be contracted per ODOT rules. And then the other part with the recreational trail, we're hoping city staff will be able to do that as our match.
You did have your public hearing page that you had go around in the audience.
The sign in?
Yeah. The
Yes, sir.
sign-in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're still under the public hearing portion. Is there anyone in the audience that has any questions or comments, discussion regarding this consideration of this resolution?
And I would like to say that these funds come from the Federal Highway Administration, and then they're passed through the Oklahoma Tourism Office. So that's who we're submitting application to, but it actually goes all the way to the federal level for final approval.
Anyone in the audience? Anyone in the audience? Anyone in the audience? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing portion and consider approval of resolution 2018-02.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk will record the vote, please.
Councilmember Hawthorne.
Aye.
Councilmember Groby.
Aye.
Councilmember Dills.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Hitchcock.
Aye.
Mayor Tomlinson.
Aye, motion carries. Item number 2, consider authorization for the mayor to sign all related documentation to complete the 2018 recreational trail project application.
Move to approve.
Motion. And a
Second.
second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk will record the vote, please.
Councilmember Hawthorne.
Aye.
Councilmember Groby,
Aye.
Councilmember Dills,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Hitchcock,
Aye.
Mayor Tomlinson.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Could I say something about the pool, Maya?
No discounts?
Well, the Land and Water Grant is actually the funding agency that helped build that pool initially. And throughout the years, they've provided some other funding in 2010. We used that grant to update our filtration system and the cool deck around the pool. That application's due in July, so it might be a consideration to apply for the next phase too. So we can look at that.
Let's go.
Okay, thank
I
you.
might point out too, I'm glad you mentioned that, Becca, that in 2001 or 2, the citizens reapproved a sales tax that a portion of that in those couple of years there was for a refurbishment of the pool back around 2002, 2001. So I want to thank the citizens for that. Anything else, Becca? Okay. We voted, right? Oh, okay. Vice Mayor, you quit throwing me off over there. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. The clerk will record the vote, please.
Councilmember Hawthorne,
Aye.
Councilmember Groby,
Aye.
Councilmember Dills,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Hitchcock,
Aye.
Mayor Tomlinson.
Aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you all. Thank you, council members. Hey, how's the kids?
Doing great. Oh, rolling like crazy. Oh, I was like, I don't have a mic on.